shadow, you know.
Oh, there you go. Sure. I get it.
Very important things. I'll just let it ride. I will not concern
works.
myself.
I see the chat channel's running right now. It says I'm live, but I haven't got it yet because I'm on a delay probably.
Oh, yeah, I got to pull that up, too. So many things to pull up.
There we are. It seems to be working.
All right.
All right. Sounds good. Excellent. I got my chin in the desk.
Yep. I can lift you up.
Super professional. There you go. I need to get like a higher collar though when I wear the green screen shirts.
Wait, why is that? Let's see. Let's get you up.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds way more exciting than it was probably is. So while Dallin's setting some stuff up here because he's a perfectionist, and that's a good quality to have. Exactly. I'm glad I'm not tormented by that, but it's his cross to bear. I want to address a question I got in the on the Fark thread that asked if we're going to start 15 minutes late to assert my dominance. No, because I'm not really worried about asserting my dominance. And I got stuff to do because honestly, I was talking to Dallin about this today. This starting at 7 o'clock. I only realized this until last night. So like this extends my workday to 13 hours. But I realized I have so much fun doing this that I should probably just not think of this as work and think of this as like just me and Dallin are having a Zoom meeting and I'm telling him what happened today.
That's exactly how prison works too.
Oh, is it? Yeah. A little bit
exactly how it works.
Yeah, a little bit of drop the soap in between. To lighten things up.
You just got to tell yourself, I'm in a happy place. I'm in a happy place.
There you go. Yeah.
We're floating heads today because of my special graphic I've worked up a special graphic today. It's based upon, and it'll come out when we go to the news, but it's based upon the Fark Photoshop contest.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to count this as my entry.
Good. Excellent. Yo, which contest is it? Is it one of the ones that's coming up, or is it
one of the ones coming up?
Oh, cool. Excellent.
Yep.
Well, that is cool. Those are a lot of fun. We've had those going for literally years.
Yeah. I do a lot of Photoshop. I've never actually entered it in. I don't know why. I've gotten a few ideas. I'm like, I should do this. I have stupid ideas. Like last week, my friend sent me a picture of Jesus, as some people are wont to do.
Yeah,
and
as you do.
His positioning was
some people send penis, some people send Jesus.
They send me Jesus.
Some people send both. Not sure what they're saying.
I don't want to see that. And so they sent that to me, and anyway, it looked like Jesus was on the water, calming the seas, but he was in the position of water skiing. So I took him water skiing.
Yeah, nice,
good times.
Excellent. Well, he does do that. I mean, he can already walk on it, so I figure skiing.
Oh, can you imagine
he could do it without a boat?
He is?
Yeah, it doesn't need a boat. He just gets out there and skis and goes for it.
Username for me, I believe. I'm trying to remember if I'm Super Awesome North Korea or if I'm Distinct Wandering. I don't usually. I have different usernames. I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
He's kind of a lurker.
Yeah.
I've had people ask me, they're like, so who's Dallin and why is he doing this show? Well, he's a friend of mine. And he's really good at the video stuff, like the crap I can't do. Like I can get up and talk for 2 hours. That's easy. But I can't do like cool backgrounds and make my head go up and down without standing on my toes.
We're trying to do, we're combining our evil powers.
Yeah.
To do good things.
Yeah, totally. So it's really
We've had many of adventure. We've spent time in wigwams together.
Yes, that's right.
The most
concrete 1930s wigwams.
I don't know how somebody politically correct would have handled a night like that, but probably would have been a challenge.
Yeah, it was. So it's a wigwam village outside of Cave City, Kentucky, and it was built back in the 1930s before Native Americans were considered to be people.
Yep.
And so the whole thing is just ridiculously terrible. It's by the way, if you've seen the movie Cars and you've seen them sleeping in the little cone hotel, that's what they're modeling it after. There used to be these little wigwam villages all over the place, and they're kind of big. They're concrete.
Not too bad. 2 double queens.
Yeah.
Shower.
The best part is that of course the hotel's owned by an Indian family, but the
that's
dots not feathers. But I bet you anything that most Kentuckians have no freaking idea. Oh, look what just showed up.
Yeah. Hey.
What's up, dog? How's it going?
Just gonna chill with us.
Yeah, I'm going to be harvesting Sierra for hair implants in about 5 years from now.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine how? Actually, I know who you'd look like. Exactly who you'd look like. Natalie started watching the show about the polygamists. What is that? Sister Wives?
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it.
Okay. Go check him out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe Sister Wives. The guy Cody has curly hair just like Sierra, and
cool.
kind of some facial hair. I think if we combine the two, I think you're Cody.
I think I was going
That's
for
what I
D.
think.
Snyder, but that kind of works. Here, Sierra, do your thing. Give me some hair.
Ooh, I like this. This is a great
There you
idea.
go.
This is gonna work perfectly. Get right behind him.
Okay, she's gonna get behind me here. Hold on a second. I gotta get a little closer. All right, ready? Okay, what do you think?
Oh my gosh. Let me hold that a little more because you look like an old pro wrestler because it's not over top.
Yeah, I look at that is a perfect analogy.
Flip it over.
Yeah, give me the world's worst comb over.
Yeah, go flip over. There you go.
It's not working. Now she's just getting on my back.
She's like, this is
There's a
fun.
monkey on my back.
Awesome. Well, I think I got enough of a screenshot to
Okay.
do the comparison to Cody here in the future.
Yep. Excellent. All right. Hey, can you jump down and go do the live stream here? You can yell comments if you want to.
Absolutely.
But no, don't do that. It's not held up by much. She wants to go behind the green screen, which is actually just a sheet and held up by 2 cases of Woodstock on either side. So that thing comes down.
Love it. How Fark is
shards of
that?
glass and alcohol you're not allowed to drink. So.
Green screen held up by Woodstock.
Yeah, that's right. Powered by Woodstock, literally.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Well, here, you can hang out for a little bit. We'll do this here real quick.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You tell me when you're ready for news, Drew.
I think we're pretty good. Let me check the Fark comments real quick. They're probably talking about theoretical physics or whatever.
Sounds
or beans.
good.
You know how it goes. See what these guys are doing. They were asking me what I'm drinking. I'm drinking the last of the bag of wine that I have that was in the box of wine that I had. And the reason it's now a bag was because trash day was Tuesday. And so I surgically removed the bag. And now I've been drinking out of that. And I've only got 2 pours left, but they are 12-ounce pours. So
you just need to grab the bag and just go close.
yeah, but see, then I can't do anything after that, like drive or talk or make sense.
That's gone.
Yeah,
Coronavirus has certainly solved the DD problem.
certainly has. Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Took care of that.
It does.
Oh, I like it. Drew's in the bag.
Oh, there you go.
They say.
Yeah, bag.
Awesome. All right.
All right, well, you want to fire this up? Because I get
do.
to tease this first one. We're going to go back to the graph. We got a new graph. I don't hear the music again.
Oh, crap. Now we got to do it again because Dallin.
No, we don't.
We do.
Literally everybody else can hear the music
I
except
should
for me.
test these. No, but I want you to be a part of the fun. Everybody,
Awesome.
part 2.
There we go.
Everyone's getting pumped. Everyone's getting pumped. So, Sierra.
Whenever I feel like it.
All right. Here's our little graphic. As you can see, I don't know what this one is, Drew.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of data visualization gone wild, and I saw this on Twitter this morning. A friend of mine retweeted it. I can't remember who it was, but I thought, yeah, that looks about right. Here's the funny thing: like, I think it's fake, but you know, based on some of the things I've seen, I don't know. But anyway, that's not actually the real graph. I do like what she had to say though in her follow-up tweet, where normally when something goes viral, people are like, "Buy my book," or get my CD. Hers says, "I have nothing to promote, but please stay at home, wash your hands, and stop publishing charts with default Excel formatting."
I like it.
That is some good advice. Right?
Yeah, that's a great chart. I wonder if she has a format. Can I use that chart for anything, like in my regular meetings? I think it would be effective.
You can use it for tornadoes that strike on Pride Day. I'm pretty sure, based on what I'm seeing there.
That's absolutely it.
Yeah, Oklahoma Pride Day.
How severe are coronavirus outbreaks across the U.S.? Look up any metro area.
Yeah, so I found this thing earlier today, and I'm sure it's been around for 2 months. But my dumbass just doesn't look at the New York Times that much because they've got a paywall, and good for them. They should have a paywall if they want one. That's fine.
Sure.
But I of all of the news companies that need to be supported right now, I'm not saying that they're bad, but I think they're probably doing the best. You might want to get your local newspaper first because everybody's screwed, man. Like ad revenues are in the dumps. New York Times, I'm pretty sure is going to make it though, so don't worry about them too much. So what's really cool about this is you could choose a metro area. So Dallin, go ahead and type in Lexington.
Oh, geez, where do I type that in at? It's at the bottom.
It's right underneath the little.
Choose your metro area.
Yeah.
There's only one Lexington. We all know this.
Yeah, do Lexington. That's where we live. I was talking. The reason we're doing this is I was talking about. And by the way, after you do that, go down to so if you run your mouse over the little lines, You can highlight stuff there.
Doesn't like me. It's not.
It may not like you. Maybe he's got some. Well, run your mouse over on the left graph. You'll actually, you got it. See you got Lexington on there. So
right.
As you can see, Lexington there. Can you lean in and tell me how many lines you can count that are above or below us? Because above is literally
all of them. Almost all of them. I would say below is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 7. Probably 7 to 10.
Yeah, there you go.
7 to
Click
10.
on a couple of those and you'll find another familiar one real quick. But I like this because it says time for our cases or current cases to double is 4 months. So we're out, man. We flattened that curve. Let's go. Let's open everything.
Yeah, this doesn't open up. I'm sorry, Drew. It's
okay.
The graph hates me.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. All but right. So apparently we are ahead of there's only a few places that are doing better than us, including Huntsville, Alabama, Bellingham, Washington, which I think because they had a head start. So, they shut down like in February, I think. And then Park Slope, Utah. Go figure.
Park Slope or Park City?
Park City. I don't know. One of those. Because I'm trying to mouse over it and it's going by too fast.
Doesn't like you. All right.
It's like as much as anybody. But yeah, so there you go. So Utah, some reason, Huntsville, Alabama, and then Hilton Head, but I think nobody's there.
That's a tourist town. Nothing going on there.
Yeah, nobody's there. So anyway, but there you go. So yeah, we gotta get out of quarantine.
I don't subscribe to the Herald Leader. I know I should, but what was the story?
Excellent. So if they're blocking you, which they shouldn't be because it's a coronavirus story. But
you would think so.
So they did a local policy think tank called and they're based in to give us some backstory on this. The is it Koch or Koch Foundation or is it Koch?
I want to say it's Coke. I thought I've heard of Coke.
I feel like it's Koch. I mean, I know it's not really Koch, but I just want to call it the Koch Foundation because that's what they are.
Yeah, they say Coke.
Okay,
well, at least
all right then. Well,
sedition.
At any rate, basically they laid out a crap ton of money and basically sort of fully funded the University of Kentucky's business school. And they've been a little iffy on things that they want you to study and not study, as you might expect. But this actually kind of surprised me for two reasons. One, the study they did a study that shows that if we hadn't closed when we did, which was right around the same time California and New York did, which is shocking because Tennessee did close like 3 weeks later because they're morons.
Right.
But we would have 10 times more COVID cases and 2,000 more deaths.
Now, does that stack up though with Tennessee, who didn't close at the same time we did?
I don't know, but here's why I point out this thing is not whether or not it's accurate or not, but here's because I don't know what the methodology was. To tell the truth, it's that these guys are actually. It turns out they also support opening the economy now, and not just in Lexington like I do. And don't get me wrong, I don't really. I'm kidding. But they support throwing it open like right now for everybody. And they basically said, so everybody's asking them, so why'd you publish this? And they said, well, we crunched the numbers. And the numbers said something we didn't want to agree with, but that's what we got. So we're publishing the damn thing. And I'm like, well, all right, guys, good job. Like that's actual freaking science. I might actually trust stuff now that comes out of there. Cause I'm like, okay, they said, yeah, I said, we're taking a lot of flack from all our friends because that wasn't the conclusion we were supposed to reach, but that's what we got. So there you go.
Yeah.
So good for those guys. Good for that.
I agree. Although I made the comment to you, it'll be interesting to see if they get Coke funding in the future. It's like I think
that's over.
How many articles can you do like that until they come out? So
yeah, I don't think they're getting any more. So whatever they got, that better last them forever because otherwise,
I've realized I've made my little car here a little too big, too big. So I'm gonna shrink some things down. You just tell us about this story. You just tell us. Okay,
sounds good. I like that. By the way, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the car from the Fark Photoshop contest. It's I can't remember what date it's going to be on there, but that's what it is, and that's why I stuck us on here. So
there you go. You're just gonna screenshot that and turn it in.
Who hates this idea is mean to me.
Yeah.
So don't be mean to me. All right, what do we got?
Won't be me.
U.S. coronavirus death toll is far higher than reported, CDC says.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, there's a main reason I wanted to show you this. So I was looking at this graph, and as you can see, they've got that montage of 8 different states, right? And it's like, oh man, look how much worse shit is this year. Okay, I got that.
Right.
Check out Illinois and like kind of lean in there. I don't know what year that was. What in the hell was going on in Illinois? And so one of the years in the past 5 years, something was really screwed in January. Like, look at that thing. What the hell was going on there? Nobody else has anything like that outlier.
Wait, what are they doing?
Was it shoot your neighbor January back in 2017? What the hell happened?
Oh, there's the Illinois.
Yeah,
Oh,
just lean in there. Look at that. Look at that outlier. It's like, what year is that? They're like,
yeah.
what is that like? Is that homicides? Is that?
Oh, absolutely.
What the hell happened?
Somebody had a bad bag of meth and it just kind of went out of control. I mean,
No,
whoa,
I would think
thing.
that's Chicago with some of their
Went to hell.
deaths. Although that's in January, right?
Right. Well,
That's
so the
usually
red line
it's
is
summertime
this
that you get
year. The
shootings.
gray lines
and
are
things like
other
that.
years.
Okay.
And the far left is January. So one of those other years, and I can't tell because
That's wild.
that's not an interactive graphic. Man, something really bad happened in the middle of January.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I mean, maybe it was the year that they had the kicker for the Chicago Bears missed that wide open field goal like 4 or 5 times in the same game.
The double dinger. I
Yeah.
love that. I rewatched that one with such joy. Not that I hate the Bears,
Yeah.
but it's fun to see people who are down and out in sports get kicked in the guts while they're on the ground. And I love that.
Yeah,
So,
it is kind of fun after a while. I
It's
do get it. That's
enjoyable.
why I love seeing Louisville lose.
enjoyable.
I kind of want them to win, but God, I laugh my
Right.
ass off.
But
when
in
they
this
don't.
case, we want states to, it'd be okay to survive. Yeah.
Yeah, we want less death though. I'm rooting for that for sure.
Less
I mean,
death.
we're just talking about the football here. But yeah, so anyway, the other sort of takeaway from this graph is that so the way that they figure out how many people died during a pandemic is that as you can see, states other than Illinois are fairly regular in the number of people that die in
Yeah.
a given month.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell's going on in Illinois that one year, I don't know, but man. Anyway, I just want to point that out because I was just like, geez, those guys are.
It is rough. Pfizer coronavirus vaccine could be ready for emergency use by this fall. So this wasn't the news of that other company that I heard about today.
And in fact, I don't know what the hell that is in the video back there. If you want to click on it, I mean, it's probably lungs,
let's
I
see
guess.
what it is.
I mean, I don't know if we need to see video of lungs, but you'll see what comes up.
Oh, it's CBD infused tea. That'll really.
Oh, it is, or is that just? Oh, that's just the ad.
That's the commercial. I like it. Yeah, I'd
There
like
you
to
go.
play the video.
What does that taste like?
Wait, dosed. No, I don't want to see your dosed video. Man, I wish there was universal ad usage so I could at least understand what the
There you go.
experience is going to be.
I just like what the internet's trying to sell you. It's really cracking. me up.
I've got
It's like
great
this and
things.
religious
You-
paintings.
You can always tell, what's going on with me.
All right, well, I don't see the lungs. Maybe it'll come on at some point. Anyway, while that's going in the
It
background,
looks like stock imagery.
yeah. While the AI reads this article to you, I'll just talk about it. Oh, they had the fake viruses go by. I'm on a 7-second delay.
Nice.
Anyway, so yesterday we talked about the fact that Oxford University in England has a potential vaccine candidate that seems to be saving all of their monkeys at any rate, and that's a good sign because if all the monkeys die, that's never making it to human trials. I mean, just stating the fact. So at any rate, it turns out that Pfizer's been working on one, and they decided, oh crap, well, if Oxford's going to go announcing crap, guess we might as well too. So they said the same thing. They've got a totally different vaccine that they say that they've been working on with Germans. So
oh, well, that's better.
yeah,
Come
I think that's
on.
why they just name dropped Germany because they're like,
German
"Oh,
engineered.
knows how to
You
do this."
you gotta throw that in. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So
Definitely.
they say their timeline's also September. So that's looking pretty good. We're having a convergence of people early announcing vaccines in September, and we only need one. I mean, I'll take 10. That'd be great, but one would be perfect. So September. So if you're like my parents who are in their early 70s and not leaving the house until this vaccine shows up, hey, good news. You don't have to be in there until next May. Hooray.
Are your parents smokers? Have they wanted to take it up? See that segue?
No, they
Fantastic.
are not. But did you know the next article was coming up, or did you segue that by accident?
Yes, I definitely did.
Okay, good. Let's make it.
Scientists are perplexed by the low rate of coronavirus hospitalizations among smokers. That is very interesting. I thought those smoking were supposed to be some of the first to die.
Yeah, well, the idea is that if you already have impaired lung function, if you catch a virus that makes your lungs not work, that's probably going to be extra bad. The meat of this article is in the second paragraph. It says, in France, 25% of the population smokes, or 100% of the population on TV. But only 5.3% of coronavirus patients have been recorded as smokers, which is lower because it ought to be at least 25%. And the fact that it's 5 means that smokers are more immune to coronavirus.
It's awesome. It's
So start smoking, everybody.
Or if it'd be interesting if you could do this with people who chew, which if they're saying it is nicotine,
Well, the
and it's not
Netherlands will
the
get on that one.
delivery. So Oh, Netherlands loves.
Yeah, the Netherlands will be able to do that one later on. I think that's kind of fascinating too, because that might be the Kentucky numbers have been strange. I mean, we do have all of these people with pre-existing conditions. Because let's say like a third of the state's got diabetes, and like half of us are overweight, and 35% of them smoke. But death rates really way down, and maybe smoking actually works. So they have like 20 different theories on why this might be. You go ahead and read this article yourself, because I mean, I can tell you what they are, but I mean, they don't know what it is exactly. It's just fascinating when they find a thing that smoking actually helps, because it's like this. And it turns out it's effective against preeclampsia too, which is of no use unless you're a pregnant woman. And even then, you're not supposed to smoke.
Awesome. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Tests in recovered patients in South Korea found false positives, not reinfections, experts say, which everyone kind of thought, didn't they? They're like, this doesn't make sense that there'd be a reinfection.
We were hoping. The thing was we were afraid that there were reinfections, but as I explained the last time this came up, which I don't remember because time is stopped.
Who knows?
Let's call it last week, whenever we were talking about this, that my guess was like, well, the Occam's razor says it's bad tests. So South Korea has gone and tested the tests, and yep, false positive. So good news. They don't think there's any reinfection going on, because that would suck out loud.
I love this photo. It's whoever found this or got this from stock. I love that he's calling on the phone. He's sending out the bat signal right at that moment. Hey, dude, guess what? Yep. It's what we thought.
It's what we thought. What is it? Nobody knows, because these dudes are just standing around. That could have been from 1980, especially with the cord on the phone.
I love stock art. Not that is. All right. News from around Europa. Coronavirus. Germany's rate of COVID-19 infections rises after lockdown eased. Yeah,
so this came across my plate earlier this morning and kind of kept rolling. I actually saw CNN mention it a couple times. So here's what's happened. So Germany got below a 1.0 infection rate, which is basically one person infects somebody else. Not where you want to be at. You want it to be less than that, because eventually it goes away. If one person infects one person, it sticks around forever. And if one person infects 1.1 people or more, you're headed towards an outbreak again. So Germany started easing restrictions about a week ago, because they got down to a 0.7. That's pretty good. And I noticed that it said that they're talking to somebody from the Robert Koch Institute. That's not the same guys, right?
No, no.
There's a lot of Kochs in Germany, or is it Koch?
Koch. It's definitely Koch. The Robert Koch. A different.
Anyway, the problem is that since they lifted the restrictions, they've risen back to 0.96. And by law or edict or whatever the hell their mechanism is, if they hit 1.0, they got to shut back down again.
Just like driving. Can't hit that. Hit that.
So they're getting kind of close. And like, basically, honestly, I think they're just skating by on that 0.96. Like, I think somebody rounded down to get that one, because I'm sure they're like, man, we don't want to get it to 1. We don't want to do this.
And that means you can't go to your favorite restaurant.
Or get your hair cut, or, the chiropractor.
Awesome. Swedish city to dump ton of chicken manure in park to deter visitors.
So since the Swedes have decided, the hell with it, let's just go balls out and see what happens. Actually, we talked about this yesterday. They're not actually doing that. They're a little loosey-goosey, but they're not going nuts. But since they can't actually ban people from walking around outside at night, they're starting to dump chicken poop in the middle of the town, which that'll do it.
I love this quote. We get the opportunity to fertilize the lawns, and at the same time, it will stink. And so it may not be so nice to sit and drink beer in the park.
The Swedes are very literal. That's great.
I don't know. Having owned chickens, you can't put too much down. It's got to be not too fresh. The chicken crap runs hot. It will burn things.
I don't know that guy, that the mayor of that town knows.
He doesn't know.
And since he's going for just scaring people off, I think if there's extra unintended consequences, as long as nobody's out,
definitely wiping out the lawn there.
Yeah.
So what? Bolsonaro shrugs off Brazil's rising coronavirus death toll. So
I don't know how to pronounce it either. I like your first pronunciation.
I would call it Bolsonaro.
Yeah. Bolsonaro, yeah, exactly. So we were talking, because a few weeks ago we were trying to figure out, because I couldn't remember, was it Turkey or was it Brazil or was it the Philippines that was doing nothing about the coronavirus. And we found out it wasn't the Philippines because they've given the cops a license to shoot people out walking around because that'll keep you in
They took extra super action.
Yeah, they went the other way. They're like, oh, okay, we'll just kill you. And everybody's like, all right, he's serious.
Whoa, dude.
We're staying inside. So meanwhile in Brazil, their guy is crazy. He's like, imagine if Trump was dumber. This guy believes that, well, it depends on what day you hit him. He believes that either Brazilians are naturally immune to the coronavirus because of their machismo, which I don't know if I pronounced that right, or that it doesn't exist. But anyway, they've been giving him crap about not closing the entire country down. And he goes, what am I supposed to do? So what? Whatever, man. Which is really funny because it's gotten to the point where the gangs in the no, they're not called barrios, they're favelas. In Rio, have taken to policing the streets. The gangs have imposed martial law in order to keep people inside instead of the cops because they can't do it.
And we've got some figures here.
Yeah, so we got figures here. So let's see, how's that working out for him? Scroll down to the graph. Here's Brazil's graph. You can pass the total cases, which sucks. The daily new cases, that's the one that sucks. Look at that thing. Yeah, they're hosed. They're so
2,000 in a day, unless it's a similar situation where they had tests that were outstanding and they pulled that. But I doubt it.
Probably, but your trend line is still going the wrong freaking way on that one. If you scroll down a little bit, total deaths also sucks. Total daily new deaths. Don't go to Brazil. That's all I'm saying.
That one's definitely on the rise.
That's bad, man. That's bad because that's got a doubling rate of like 3 to 4 days.
And especially with, I believe their population's pretty dense, at least for sure in cities, it's pretty dense.
Yeah, I could look this up. Somebody in the comments can help us out with the Google.
What is that graph?
I can only talk and read graphs and make jokes at the same time. And then if I had a fourth thing, I did. It's drinking. So a fifth thing, I'm out. So I can't do it. Hopefully somebody will come up with this. I think they do have a pretty big population, especially. Rio de Janeiro is dense enough to where they were the people that started the super block concept we were talking about, which tells me giant freaking gridded city, big population.
Lots of people. All right, we've got public trust in Trump on coronavirus. Creators a new poll: 98% of Americans reject injecting disinfectant into COVID-19 patients. Here's your baseline. Like, you're never going to have 100%. If 98%, if 2% think this is a great idea.
I gotta start writing this down. I said that the subtext is 2% of Americans are totally in favor of injecting disinfectant into COVID-19.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Why didn't they do that? That's a better headline.
It's pretty crazy because if you look at like the list of things Americans believe, like 30% of Americans believe that UFOs were responsible for building the pyramids. I mean, it's pretty high. So if you got to like 98%, it's like, geez, man, like, I mean, there's literally no other scientific fact that goes 100%. So I don't know how they managed to get that. Maybe it's just the gross factor or something. I don't know. But 2% are out there going, yeah, do it. Freaking do it. And they all live in Jacksonville. I guarantee all of them.
I love it. I love stories like that just they shine a little light on our smarts.
Yeah.
Belgians told to eat fries twice a week due to frozen potato surplus. Love things like this. It's time to get your potato on.
Totally. So we were talking about how you can't find any on the podcast. We were talking about how you can't find potatoes anywhere in the United States thanks to supply chain issues. I actually wanted to do an article on that, but I just can't make it interesting. The upshot is that there's only 3 supply chains. When one breaks, the other 2 don't function that well. That's it. That's all you need to know about macroeconomics 101 for supply chains in the United States.
All right, this picture, I'm just going to derail you for a slight second.
Oh, no, please. Yeah.
When we went to Rome, this was one of the most amazing discoveries. One was that they cut pizza like my mom used to do it with scissors. And 2, that these places exist. They have these fries that they've already cooked once, and they're just waiting. They're waiting for you to come up. And then you get that, and then they just fry it up, and they stick that hot one in over there. In the cup thing, and then you got all these sauces. Fries in Rome was better than anywhere I've had it.
Yeah, they're super good. I wonder what the Belgians think about that. Well, it looks like they got the same deal going. In fact, I'm reading the menu in the background.
Yeah.
I see you can order a currywurst, which is the most awesome freaking flavor ever introduced to me by the Amsterdam Farkers. I still have a couple of packages in my cupboard. That stuff is great, man. Like, don't be freaked out by the word curry in there. You should definitely
exactly. That's the one that blows your mind. You're like, why isn't this everywhere?
Yeah, it's like ranch dressing for Europeans. The same deal. So when they try it, they're like, "Oh my god, no wonder this is the only dressing you guys eat over there."
Which is fry sauce for me as an Idahoan.
That's right. Well, explain what fry sauce is for those who don't know or haven't spent much time.
Fry sauce is basically what. Now we're gutter, so it's just fry sauce. We're mayonnaise and ketchup basically. But I've noticed this in some upscale national stores. They've made it their sauce. So you've got cane sauce, which my kids love. And then you've got Chick-fil-A sauce, which is basically a derivative of fry sauce.
If you drink enough of it, it makes you hate gay people. I mean, I haven't tried this. I just assume that's how it works.
It's the salt quantity in it. So they're telling them, eat more potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but meanwhile, we can't do that in the United States because they're gone. We already did it. You'd think the Belgians would be on top of this since they invented them, but I guess not.
Oh my gosh. I want one of these shops opened up here. Sorry. Shouldn't have stayed that long on that story, but that
would probably work.
Spanish TV news anchors caught out with naked female journalist is spotted in the background while he speaks to camera, and it's not his girlfriend. Holy cow, that's a long headline.
So yeah, they changed the headline on this since I got this story. The original headline was mostly.
Oh, you broke up on that, Drew.
The Fark headline was I thought we're mostly naked. But yeah, check down run the video there.
All right, we'll find the video. Here we go. Let's watch this.
It's very
full
short,
thing.
and you definitely want to see this. Actually, on mine, it's just auto running the important part without me playing it.
So this guy's doing an interview?
Yeah, with no pants on, I'm sure, based on what's going on in the background. This is Spanish for there's a naked chick behind me.
Man, his audio is... That was quick.
Yeah. Well, there she goes. So the best part about that is he's got a girlfriend and that ain't her.
This is happening a lot recently.
Yeah, well, another one Zoom meeting from home and people aren't wearing pants and stuff like my kids, like what just freaking happened on this episode. Yeah. They kind of wander by, they see what's going on. They won't try to horse collar me so they can take all my money or whatever is going on.
What else are dads for?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, this guy is a big time host because that was his girlfriend and his actual girlfriend was like, hey, that's interesting. So I don't know how this is going to play out because I doubt this is going to show up on my radar again. But if there's a follow-up, I'll let you know what it is.
Amen. Boris Johnson's children. How many children does Boris Johnson have? That's a good question. I thought this was his first. He looks like a guy. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's the weird thing about this, right? So, I knew that this was probably not Boris Johnson's first kid because he just looks like a dude who's been divorced 100 times. Not only that, but he's a 50-year-old dude and his wife is 31, 2. So it's in the article somewhere.
I love his hair. I love how it's like he's just like, whatever. The guy could give no Fs.
If you scroll down, there's actually a photo of him in a tuxedo, and that's from 10 years ago. And as you can see, 10 years ago, he was still not messing with his hair at all.
No. Oh, that was 10 years ago?
Yeah,
he
that's 10 years ago.
Older there.
He's like, screw it.
His hair's whiter there. It looks more yellow. He's gone
I
blonde.
guess he's changing his dye job or something.
Yeah,
like, I'm not going to comb this, but I'm totally going to color it.
Yeah, why not? Wow. No.
So anyway, this article was not submitted to Fark. It was something completely different. I think it was basically announcing that his current wife had a kid. And I'm like, oh, okay, because, it was a clever headline. I had to read the article to figure out what it was about.
Right.
I go to the article, and then one of the sidebar ones was, how many kids does Boris Johnson have? And I'm like, how many children does Boris Johnson have? So I checked it out. And here's the thing. We don't actually know, but we've got a good guess.
All right.
So it turns out that he's got 4 kids with his first wife.
That sounds
probably a child with one of his mistresses. And then this other one. So at least 6 plus or minus. So 6 plus is how many kids he's got.
Which, I never get it. I guess you like having kids or you like not you like not doing the things that keep you from having kids. Possibly.
Something. I don't know, man. My guess is that, and I don't know because I'm in my late 40s, but I'll let you know how this plays out because I probably won't.
Now, as a person with 4 kids, I have not too much to say. I've repopulated the earth. I've done my job. You got it covered. Yep.
You got your 2.5 kids.
Roy Horn of Siegfried and Roy fame tests positive for coronavirus. He's late to the game.
Yeah,
late to the
like
game.
If he'd been the first guy, we'd been like, oh
Right.
damn.
We've
Roy,
already
remember him?
had tigers who've gotten it, which would have fallen in so nice if we could have had a double story here.
Yeah, exactly. Now he caught it he caught it late, so late that nobody cares. I just put this up because I'd totally forgotten that in 2003, he suffered a career-ending injury when he was attacked by one of his tigers at the Mirage. I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that. I mean, I haven't heard about this guy in a while, but
Gosh.
I know what he's doing. All
Yeah,
right.
that was some not good video.
Exactly. So, and I think like aren't those guys a couple or no? I could Google this.
I believe so.
The photo implies that they are, or maybe they're just good friends. Wink, wink. But anyway,
Let's say it. Well, not something you want, especially if your health has been in question for a couple of years. But we'll see. We've got more news. Satellite images of luxury boats further suggest North Korea's Kim at favored villa.
Yeah. So today's entry in where in the world is Kim Jong-un? We're going to need a graphic for this if he doesn't die soon or we don't find out that he's dead soon. So they find there's a whole bunch of luxury boats hanging out inside this one part of the country, and it being North Korea, they don't have a lot of luxury boats except where Kim Jong-un is hanging out.
Wouldn't it be awesome?
So they're like, maybe he's not next to the death train.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you go to a resort, it's like it's private just for the fact that nobody else has money. It's like you roll into town, man. You're the show. And I love this photo. It's got shooting range, large villa. I don't know.
I know. Look at that. That's great. And then there's a former building because he was like, that's too small. Build a bigger one. Well, all right.
Yeah.
This guy owns everything. Suppose we might as well.
Why not? Why not? So the thought is
center is the size of a mall, man. Look at that thing. Like, what the hell's in there?
So he's the thought is he's just chilling here.
Well, that's the guess because, luxury boats, there's not a ton of them and they showed up. But, again, going back to, we won't go into the longer discussion we had yesterday, but nobody knows. Nobody has any freaking idea. There's a death train potentially waiting to take his body back to Pyongyang, and they're setting up scaffolding for a big parade, which is either going to be, oh, damn, he's dead, or, oh, guess what? He recovered from coronavirus. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but stay tuned till tomorrow for next episode of Where in the World is Kim Jong-un?
Everyone, I know I'm on the other side of things, but as I was diving deep into North Korea, I felt like Kim Jong-un could have pulled it off, had the potential. And then I thought, actually, when Trump came in, Trump was like, I'll talk with anyone. I thought, could it happen? And then they started meeting, and I was like, maybe it'll happen. And then, of course, nothing happened. But still a guy that I had high hopes for. Who knows? Who knows if he is? But certainly Kim Jong-il, his dad, no chance.
Yeah, no way.
All right, so let's see. Let me pull up the next story here. All right, thanks, celebrities, for everything you do for us. Ooh. This is a great video. It's
Australian, so the celebrity is going to be people you don't know. But just go ahead and roll this thing because I don't remember what this was submitted as, but I thought it was funny.
And I'm not a celebrity, but these people are. And during this time of crisis, they have provided the strength that we've all needed to get through. So it's time for us normal people to say thank you.
Starts a little slow, but then it gets going. I'm going to refill my
I see a number of deaths
giant glass
every
of wine.
day, and the constant threat of being infected and taking that home to my family is terrifying. But the one thing that gives me strength to get to my job every day is watching Ellen broadcast from her mansion.
This is like being in jail, is what it is.
In a mansion. I was like, yeah, okay. Good point.
I've got no money, I've lost everything. But this video of Amanda Keller walking around in a massive kitchen is really getting me through.
Isn't it though? I mean, what would we do without these guys?
My face hurts from wearing a mask for so long. I was going to go lick a patient to end it all, but my news reminded me why I'm here.
I just had to break up a fight in aisle 3, and every day people call me a f***ing But having Sam Armitage reassure me from her sprawling rural property really makes it all worthwhile.
My landlord refused to, give me a decrease in rent, so I'm out on the street. But, this bloke on the beach, man, he makes me feel better. I don't know who he is, but if I knew him, my wife will be on board.
Mum won't do it. But look, it's Al from Home and Away.
We really are all in this together.
Thanks, celebrities.
Thank you, celebrities.
Thanks, celebrity.
I love this.
Thanks, celebrities.
Thanks, celebrities.
From the bottom of our pathetic little nobody, unfamous, worthless, dogshit, broke-ass hearts.
I like Australian humor. Really like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You are the true heroes.
Give us your money.
Yeah.
That was solid. That was really solid. It hits on.
I kind of like that, so I thought I would share it with you guys,
No,
especially
it's
since it's from Australia.
fun.
So the odds of anybody seeing that are zero. But
It's also a great sign that you can see you're shifting from one of like fearless. I'll do this in the comedy means we're processing it.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's a good point.
It means we're heading in the right direction in my mind. MLB discussing plan to start season in late June, playing in home stadiums with realigned league. I'm glad you brought up this story because I'm not sure what a realigned league looks like, what that is.
So the idea is to limit travel. And so they're going to eliminate the American and the National Leagues for an entire season, break it up into 3 Division 10 teams each that would only play geographically, which if you think about it, if you scroll down, you'll see the teams that are in each, and it's freaking weird. I mean, what's funny is the fact that it's weird. Like, I've never had a problem with the fact that, you know, San Francisco doesn't play Oakland unless they end up in the World Series or they win the interleague lottery or whatever. But, you know, think about it. That's going to be kind of strange. At the same time, it's like, well, you know, that might work out pretty well. They think they can get 100 games in. They think they're going to play with nobody there, which that'll be exciting. For the Mets, it'll be no different.
It absolutely won't. But Drew, I will commit to you that I will sit and watch a game with you on like a Thursday. Yeah, I would love to watch a game. We
could have our own, and we could get Joe Buck to come on as a guest.
Oh, well, your announcers are going to have to do some heavy lifting, or the alcohol is going to have to do some heavy lifting. But
well, it always does around my house. That's for damn sure. So.
I like the idea. I'm glad that they're putting together these plans for possibilities.
Yeah, they think they're going to get a season in, so it's like, all right, well, it might work out pretty good. It's good for them. So we'll see how it goes.
What'll be a bigger asterisk, that this was a coronavirus year, or the Astros won a World Series?
Probably the Astros.
Okay, all right. As long as we've settled that.
Yep.
You know what I hate about missing baseball and the coronavirus most was that it took away from all the fun we were having watching Astro players get yelled at and harassed. That
totally
really does bother me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to the right story. I am. 7 houseplants you can eat.
Yeah, so we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. This is what I do like, the fact that they're writing these articles now.
Oh, that's a great one.
This is actually not the most interesting article. If you scroll down through till you hit pineapple, though, that's the second one. This one blew my mind. So
they count that as a houseplant?
Yeah, so you can grow another pineapple if you plant the top of your pineapple.
Gosh, I'm running slow on this browser. You know what? I need to close windows as I pass them down. Why am I not doing that? Then I get faster as I'm going.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about these.
You can grow another pineapple. The problem is kind of like it's gonna take 2 years, and it's like I could just go to the store and get another one. And not only that, but if I grew another pineapple for 2 years, I'm not sure I could eat it.
Yeah.
What the hell? But this brought up the question. I was like, does it take 2 years for pineapples to grow? Are pineapples the orange roughy of the fruit genus? That's not a real thing, is it?
I don't know. I'm wondering now all of a sudden, can I grow a pineapple? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. No, Dallin, you cannot grow one.
But my problem is if I did it for 2 years, I don't think I could eat it. I would be like, oh, I feel bad about this.
Ooh, I do have grow lights in the basement. I could always,
there you go.
I could attempt it. That would be a fun experiment.
That works out good. Anyway, this list is actually garbage because number 6 was tomatoes. And it's like, oh, come on.
Oh, you're calling it. Yeah. I'm wondering about flowers. I'm wondering about how do I eat cactus. I'm wondering about how good does aloe vera taste.
Yeah, or maybe like ivy or, dandelion green. No, tomatoes. Like, okay.
Did your mom treat your cuts and bruises with aloe vera?
Yeah, for a little while there. And I think it still works. I don't know. Or maybe I just believe that because for a brief time in the 80s, they thought that was the thing.
It felt so good. They'd cut it off and just goose it on you. Natalie, remind me, next time I get cut, I want to just use the aloe vera plant up there. Plus, What if aloe vera was like a super glue? That would double be awesome.
That would be hilarious for videos to post on YouTube.
It would be awesome. All right, I'm closing down a few of these windows to try to get something good here.
There you go.
Come on, Chrome. You can do it. You can drew it. You can drew it.
Yeah, that too. That too.
All right, and I'm almost there, and Harrison Ford, 77, is under investigation by the Federal Aviation Administration for latest airplane misadventure.
So people have been reading Fark for years. Will potentially know, and I say this because I can barely remember it myself, so maybe not. That we've been following Harrison Ford's aerodynamic hijinks for literally 2 decades now. And the way it started out is back in the early 2000s, the stories where he used to have a helicopter he'd fly around and he'd spend his spare time rescuing stranded travelers off of cliff tops. Like, I kid you not. It was amazing, like a superhero. He would hear people calling the SOS, and he would just land it. He would like put him in his helicopter and fly him to safety. And it was just like, oh my God, this guy's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Well, so what's happened, unfortunately, is that as he's been getting older, he's been running into stuff. In particular, he crashed his airplane on a golf course in Santa Monica in 2015 when he had experienced engine failure. He has been adamant that he didn't crash, it was the plane. And I didn't make that quote up. It's actually in the article. It was that damn plane crash, not me. But anyway, apparently he violated a tower instruction and went onto an active taxiway the other day, and he got in trouble. He swears that he heard him say the opposite, but C-77 is all I'm saying.
And also, I think the FAA, like I've dealt with OSHA before, and it wasn't fun at all. I'm thinking the FAA is like its meaner stepbrother.
They've got to be really bad. And by the way, if you ever want to meet Harrison Ford, and I kid you not, this works. If you've got a few days to spare in Los Angeles, go to the Santa Monica Airport. They have a restaurant that you can eat lunch at, and he's there a couple times a week. So if you ever want to meet up with him, and also the restaurant serves scorpions.
I love it.
Not just scorpions, but it's on the menu, and it's kind of
totally eat that. Have you eaten bugs?
Well, lobster, sure.
Well, lobster is, and that's I've had. I've thought of doing this here. I had cicadas in China. I think I've told you about that. They were fantastic. Really enjoyed them. I'm down with bugs.
Deep fried anything works, so I'm in.
That could be true. All right, Kate Hudson says she's a pro at giving herself bikini waxes at home. I've mastered it.
Yeah, sort of.
Well,
like, that's almost a pun right there.
Oh my gosh!
So we've moved into because I have to see it, you have to see it portion of the articles, and there's only 2, I think. There's at least 2. So anyway, there's that one. That's it. She's just talking about how she's gotten really good at bikini waxing herself.
Thoughts and prayers.
Get that out of your head. Speaking of other people who should stop talking,
Mario Lopez shares quarantine sex life update we all didn't want to know about. Basically.
No, you really don't. And not only that, but he's basically said something effective. I'll find the direct quote here. It's I'll be very surprised if we don't have another baby come out of this. That's what he said.
He's like, because you know how magical I am.
Well, here's the problem. Okay, so he describes where does he talk about it? He says they have sex all over the house and different positions and whatever. But then it turns out he's got a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-month-old. And I'm like, is he doing it in front of him? Like, that's still a way that's possible. Like, I mean, does Mario Lopez have a giant mansion with locks on half of it? I don't understand how that's even possible.
I don't know. But the man is an example to us all.
Well, that's what he wants you to think anyway.
Doctor Who, police hunt prankster terrorizing Norwich dressed as 17th century plague doctor during coronavirus pandemic.
So by the way, if I've learned anything, we make fun of how local TV stations in the United States like to overuse puns. It turns out so do news outlets in the UK, but they're really bad at it because the best they came up with was Doctor Who. You know why? Because he's a plague doctor. Get it? It's a doctor. Yeah. Anyway, that's so lame. But play the video, and I can't wait to see what you get advertised for. Oh no, there you go.
This just looks like your average goth.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So the entire article talks about how there's a prankster walking around scaring people. I think this is just a guy who happens to have the full kit, but he's scaring the hell out of people, and the cops want to tell him to quit walking around outside. I think this guy actually owns this.
Oh, definitely. Now, I will say this: he does look like the guy who would be a school shooter. If I was at school and I saw that dude walking up, definitely it's lockdown time.
Yeah, but it's England, and in England it's illegal to own a pocket knife, so I think there's no danger there. Now he's just freaking out people in town, but I bet it's just some guy out for a walk. He's like, well, I put on my latex outfit that comes with a dress and
oh my gosh, maybe it was that latex guy that you had the other day who was at the grocery store.
That guy was in England too. I wonder if they know each other.
Oh, they absolutely do.
You know, if those two could get together with Lord Buckethead, that would be amazing. That'd be like some weird Justice League.
I forgot about Lord Buckethead.
Yeah, everybody forgot about Lord Buckethead. He's the best. He follows me on Twitter.
Study suggests elephants may get drunk naturally after all. Wait, was there like a great debate about this that I missed out on?
Apparently, yeah. So, well, I thought it was common knowledge that elephants would get drunk and go nuts because we've been having these articles on Fark for years. Apparently, there's been an argument over whether or not they can actually get drunk, much like do lobsters feel pain, I guess. But it turns out that I don't know how long they studied this. I don't know how much money it took. I don't know what links they had to go to figure this out. But yeah, it turns out, as we all thought, the elephants are intentionally getting drunk and raising hell.
Oh my gosh.
But I thought we knew that. Apparently we didn't. Anyway, it's been proven.
So how awesome would it be to go to a zoo and the elephant is drinking out of a keg? Just a whole keg. He's just pouring that in.
Beer at the zoo night.
Oh my gosh. That's a night.
I'd pay $50 to go see that. Well, I wouldn't really, but
Joe Exotic was going in a wrong direction. He was going with like petting baby tigers. I can see how that'd be cool. But then you get guys like me, man, elephant and kegs. I'm in.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting for 5 seconds, and then we'd be like, oh, what a terrible idea this was.
Yeah, that's probably true. And finally, American Hedgehog Warrior?
Yeah, so somebody submitted this earlier today, and I watched it, and I thought that the version, of course, 4 was a little long, but I rewound it. Turns out when they did the first edition of it, there was just some guy shooting vertical on his phone and didn't know it was going to go viral. So they've gotten really clever. Go ahead and play this from, I think I gave you starting at 28 seconds.
Awesome. Lou, you queued me up. What a guy. Here we go. It's thinking about it. I do have fiber, everyone. We may be in Kentucky, but...
Her poker face on, and she's raring to go. We gave her a few minutes, as always, to sniff around the course ahead of time, since hedgehogs can't see too well.
I love this.
And she's off from the starting snack table, down the armrest, and...
Now, here's the thing I can't figure out from watching this. How does the hedgehog know where to go? But Ben knows where to go. I mean, it's heading right where...
Yeah, maybe there's like a dead fish over on the other end. It's got to be food.
Yeah, maybe. The hedgehog's like, no, that's a glass. That's not going to work. That's a tube. There we go. Now we're talking.
Right. What we don't see is the outtakes where he has flames on the other side right behind him. He's just trying to get away from the fire.
Or there's a cat. The cat's like, yeah, that's right. Don't screw this up.
He's like, I'm not going over, dude. What are you thinking?
This just tells me that hedgehogs are smart. Hedgehogs like, you know what? We've been doing this for like a week now. Since you went viral the first time, screw your obstacle. I'm not cooperating.
I love the replay. You got to have the replay. It's like
enough to open a shortcut that you can squeeze that prickly little ass of hers through without climbing to the top.
What?
I think he said a cuss word.
I thought he said the whole thing. That looks sketchy. Ooh, I like this one.
Yeah, I mean, it still counts.
Oh, why go down the middle?
Yeah, I know. I think I'm now starting to think hedgehogs are brilliant. Because this hedgehog's like, you know what? It's like, I'm going to do some of this.
It does look cute as it's walking. Because like his body doesn't move. It's a solid, it's like a potato walking.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a weird course.
Yeah. Hedgehog's like, okay, fine. I wonder what's at the end where the hedgehogs want to put up with this, though.
I know, because he's not touching him. There's nothing going on here.
Yeah.
Maybe his mother, who he took away a year ago, is at the end of this
your
line.
Mom's at the end of the course. Like, oh, thank God it's just a picture of your mom.
This is like, what was that course where they hit you with things? You run it as a person? Man, I love that. It looked like a huge
There's American Gladiator, and there's the Japanese version, which was actually like caused bodily harm. And then there's American Ninja Warrior, which I think is what they're going for here.
Nice. Good.
Great pretty good. I can't do this.
Great use of foam here.
Yeah, I know. Many pool noodles died to bring us this footage.
They really did. Fish tank.
This guy's going to have to do a whole series because now he's got all these cut up pool noodles. What else are you going to do?
Oh my God. I'm surprised it's going to go down there.
I am too. I'm shocked. They're like whatever this thing's.
Wow.
Like he also like if you notice it keeps checking the pool noodles to see if it can fit, and it's like no, it's like
right. That was great. So I guess this is the end. What does he get?
I don't know.
Do you think PETA got mad?
Oh yeah, of course they did. They got mad when they saw Hedgehog. Didn't even watch the video.
They just got people out.
Yeah. So anyway, they're doing a series of videos. If you want to see more hedgehogs going through obstacle courses, they seem to be cranking these things out about once every day or two. So, if you're super bored in the quarantine like all of us are, well, go check that out because there you go.
Lovely, man. Lovely. Let's see. Any comments, thoughts? It's hard to pay attention when we're doing the news, but it's good to see what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
How much beer would it take to get an elephant drunk? That is a great question. I really do think a keg would do it, though.
I think they're lightweights. A keg would do it totally. But they get drunk off of fruit that's been hanging on the tree too long.
Because wouldn't it come down to
ferments? And so and in fact, they seek out the fermented fruit, eat the hell out of it, and then they go raise elephant hell, as it were.
What if you stuck weed out there? Something else. Magic mushrooms. Actually, there is a theory that the reason man jumped from ape to what man was mushrooms.
Was mushrooms?
Was mushrooms.
Yeah, it could be. I do like the experiments where they give ecstasy to octopuses, although I really question how they ever got funding for that. But they've been doing it, and it's kind of weird. And they just hug each other, just like human beings do when they're on ecstasy.
Bro. Movie night happening. Great question. As of right now, we don't have one lined up, Drew. I think we need to nail that down.
We should get a suggestion for a movie. As it turns out, through the course of doing the Fark and Schnitt podcast, I have come to discover that I haven't seen any movies. I mean, all the Pixar stuff, sure, and all 30 Marvel superhero movies,
right?
But no, I haven't actually seen any of the good ones.
The Jerk. Have you seen The Jerk?
Yeah, that would work. Let's get a selection up here. I'm not saying no. I just let's see if there's one that we're like, oh hell yeah.
We need something we can totally show. So if somebody out there made a college movie project, that would certainly fit on there.
I'm a big fan of movies that seem like a good idea at the time, like Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
Or Red Dawn. We were talking about that earlier. I wonder if we could segue into the North Korean thing.
Oh my gosh, Red Dawn would. How would we do Red Dawn? Because it's definitely going to get taken down. You'd almost have to have everyone start it at the same time. And then it's not
you're right. Yeah, we got to find one that nobody cares about.
It's like, yeah, we need that. I'm going to look. Yeah, I'll look for that. Maybe even a silent talkie. I guess it's not a talkie.
Yeah, we could do Nosferatu. I bet that one's in the public domain.
An old noir film. That's possible. So, yeah, I do want to do it because it was a lot of fun last time. It would be fun to do it again. But we should, how about we nail that down tomorrow?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, we'll nail down a movie and a time, and we'll cover that. But, yeah, I'm hopeful looking up. I don't know. If you can't be happy,
we'll see how it goes.
It's like anything in life. If you can't be happy where you're at, maybe it's not everything around you.
I was gonna say just get the hell out of there, but right now we can't do that. So
yeah.
It's not an option. Just hang in there.
Hey, everyone gets to find out what. Well, it's not even house arrest because I can take off if I want. I just don't. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, finding a public stream and having everyone start simultaneously is fun, but there's something awesome about having it on the screen. One cool thing that is coming up is we should have a pretty cool interview coming up this Sunday that we'll be doing on the Fark and Schnitt show. I wouldn't say who it is now, but Drew, I
already put it in the newsletter.
Oh, you've already put it in the newsletter. Well, there you go. Tell us about him.
Yeah, so we're getting Peter Sagal on. We were trying to interview him last month, but they were setting up a field hospital in Central Park about a block away from where Todd lives, and that was a little bit distracting at the time. Yeah. So we punted it. Now things are still all effed up, but at least we can have fun with it. And so we're gonna talk to him. The reason why we're having Peter on is interesting. There's a bizarre connection between Wait, Don't Tell Me and Fark. Aside from the fact that obviously
they probably get a lot of news from there. Yeah.
Read Fark. It turns out I lived across the hall from their executive producer in college, which has nothing to do with the fact that we know about each other, but it's just weird.
That's very weird. I'm trying to think if he's the voice. Is he the voice I always hear on there? Is he the host?
So Peter's the host. The guy I lived across the hall from is Mike Danforth, and he's been the executive producer there for almost 20 years, I think.
Gonna be very cool. That'd be very cool. Yeah, always enjoy.
I had
listening
somebody
to it.
popped up and said maybe Drew will be on there someday. I actually have been on. Wait, don't tell me.
Oh yeah, I
It was a
didn't
while
know
ago.
that. Do we have the episode? I'd love
It was
love to
back in
pull that
2006. I don't know where we could get it from, but yeah, it exists somewhere.
NPR.
But
No.
yeah, I was definitely on there.
We should hunt that down. That'd be a cool clip to
Yeah.
throw in there as well. So we'll be doing that. You got the show coming up. You've got Fark is just in your newsletter. You did release a new opportunity for people to support the site. What's that one, Drew?
Yeah, we got the OFARC badge. That's basically, I don't know, we're taking a page from, Twitch and everybody else who's got badges and stuff. It's a limited one-time badge. If you feel like kicking in some money, do it. I had some friends of mine be like, "Oh man, like should I get the $100 level?" I'm like, "No." I mean, don't get me wrong. I want everybody to sign up for it, but I mean, if you're laid off or don't have $100 lying around, no, hell no, don't do that. I mean,
Make smart
but
choices.
If you're living in a giant mansion or out on your acreage in Australia, yeah, totally. Like pony up for that. Like, do it right now. But otherwise, like if it's a hardship, don't do it. Yeah, so we launched that earlier today, and people have really been responding, and it's been super
Awesome.
cool. I've been really impressed.
Gratefully Alive. Good job, guys. Thanks for beginning to my drunk. So you've
Indeed.
supported
I'm about halfway there now,
Gratefully
so, we're
Alive
good.
on that. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back on, I anticipate, tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see if we do it at 7:00 again. I have a thing I got to do tomorrow, and I've totally forgotten what it is. I think it might be in the afternoon.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
All right.
That could
We'll
be
check.
more vague.
But one thing we will do, we'll come up with a movie and an idea of what we'll do. So, all right, everyone, you have yourself a wonderful night, and we'll see you again some other time.
Take care, guys.